Hello YouTube, this is Captain _ and as you might be able to see from the bottom right corner, KSP I or 0.19 has been finally released. Well, it's been about I guess 20 hours before beginning this recording, so there might be quite a few videos out there already, but I didn't actually find any when I checked, so I guess I'll just make one myself. And yeah, this is going to be the first video on my channel, because I started a new channel. The old channel was kind of crap, and you know, the design, the layout, the name, everything was kind of lame. So I'm starting this new channel. More videos will come, including videos from KSP, the Arma 3 Alpha, and other stuff that you might want to see. So yeah, the game, or the 0.19 version, is completely backwards compatible. So we've got my old save file here, and yeah, they changed the launch pad, which is one thing. You don't have these they don't have this launch tower anymore, and yeah, and another main part that they added is this, obviously the rover parts. So that's kind of neat, and I'm gonna make this as short as possible, and so I threw myself together a rover, which is actually using the new rover parts. As you can already see here, you've got these awesome wheels, and yeah, they're pretty cool. So if we just take this away and remove this part, that's the rover all on itself. It looks a lot like one of the stock rovers that they put added to the game. So you actually have like an example of how they could look. And yeah, they've added 3 pairs of wheels, or 3 wheel types. Got this very small one for small probe rovers and stuff. The bigger inflatable wheels, which you can actually repair in EVA, that's kind of cool. So if they pop, you can inflate them again. And these humongous ones, which I can't imagine have any use so far, unless you want to move I don't know, your entire launch pad or something, because these are just gigantic, and I don't know what spacecraft would be capable of carrying something that has 4 of these sticking to the side. So, but we'll see about that. That looks kind of ridiculous. So, I already set up the launch stage for this, and all the carry stage and so on. So we're just gonna reload that and see if we can launch that. But I'm just gonna correct the staging, because that was not that was not in order when I first tested it, and it kind of messed up the launch, I guess. So let's move that down. We're using a simple well, 2-stage asparagus and 1 center stage, so it's really straightforward. My my primary, I don't know, launch stage, I use this for everything, even though it might be a bit overpowered. And it leaves this thing in orbit, but whatever. I'm not the kind of guy who really cleans up after himself, so whatever. And we'll separate this, and we'll activate that engine. Nope, that's not supposed to happen either. So we want to have this separated, and we want to have space there, because I don't want to accidentally decouple this part, which is going to be... So this top part here might look a bit unusual, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly this entire stage to my moon orbiting station. I have one up there, and I have this space tug, which is gonna, or this lander tug, which is gonna, this entire ship is gonna dock on. Then I'm gonna dock off this part, and yeah, do whatever I want with this thing. I don't know, perhaps dock it onto some other side. So I might actually add a probe body, thinking about that. Difficult decision right now. Should I not? I don't know. Well, in case I want to move this, I should perhaps add something up. That's small. Oh, that's better. So we got that in place. Yeah, I guess that should work. Let's hope that's not too fragile at the top. Might add some struts. Didn't want to add too much of stuff right here. I just want to get this done. No, that didn't work. Nope, that didn't work either. Come on. I'll get this done. There we go. Where did I attach that? Oh, great. This is not getting me anywhere. I guess that's stuck onto the coupler now. Otherwise, whatever. Who cares? So, that's the complete spacecraft. This should have a lot of fuel even when it arrives, and I can always use some spare fuel on my space station because my moon station is pretty hard to refuel. My refueling ships aren't that ideal, you could say, in terms of fuel efficiency. They tend to run out of fuel themselves, which is kinda not the point of a refueling craft, I guess. But whatever, we got this thing set up. Staging should be all right, and we're just gonna launch this. And it's taking forever to load, as always. And we got this laggy bit. So as you can see, the launch tower is now gone. I think it looked kind of neat, but whatever. We got this upgraded launch pad. It looks cool too. And you know, considering that the launch tower was always kind of a bit of an obstacle, especially if you were building wider rockets, that you don't have these problems of colliding with your launch pad anymore. So let's turn on the SAS, or the advanced SAS, and I guess we should not have to dock with a space station above here. We've got a lot of stuff going on, which is great. So because all of the other stuff you had from the previous versions can still be used, I launched another stock satellite up there just to see if I could do it. And I got my moon station over there, and or my mun station, whatever you want to call it, and already got a rover up there, but it was using the older parts and is kind of, well, it's not as cool as the new ones, I guess, and definitely not as fuel efficient because it is using it's using RCS to move around. It can go for quite a while, but you know, not nearly as far as anything that is. This thing is completely highly fuel efficient because it recharges all the time, so you can practically have fuel forever. It can go anywhere. Whilst my RCS rover actually has to refuel. I dropped a refueling station, a little base, a stationary one that has two of the larger RCS tanks, and it's kind of neat refueling thing. Yeah, but all that won't be necessary now that we have these motorized wheels, which are completely electric. Yeah, and that grants us quite a bit of different possibilities, which we didn't have before. Especially the large wheels are going to be pretty interesting because perhaps you can build entire bases that you can move around, even though I can't think of any particular use for that. But we'll see about that, won't we? So I guess we can grav turn. We rolled a bit there, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So we'll start turning over ever so decently. Oh, that's not perfect. That's perfect. I always take advanced SAS with me because I'm not that good at flying. Good enough, I guess, but you know. There's our guard target. And you can actually see Minimus right behind it if you have the resolution high enough. They're right there. Whatever. Going directly towards the sun, and we can grav turn out. No, we don't want to grav turn right now, and jettison those. Oh, that was close. I almost tore off my engine. That would be kind of lame. So rolling and rolling. Good. So we still got a lot of fuel in our stage there. That doesn't look. Nah, I guess it's okay. Yeah, that's got to be okay. Yeah. I'm gonna raise that slower. I want to have fairly slow ascent there. Make this as fuel efficient as possible. Even though I'm not entirely sure if this is fuel efficient. I'm going to go to about 75,000 meters for the apoapsis. And yeah, we're closing in on that, I guess. There we go. That's fairly... that's not really a great orbit, but you know, it's fine. Let's adjust that a bit more. Oh god. Steering this thing is not great, considering that it's only this tiny probe body controlling this gigantic ship. So we're going to about 78,000. Okay, add a maneuver node. Circularize our orbit. As good as... Oh, there we go. Let's push that back. Come on. And autosave there. Yeah, I get it. Okay, 78 and 78. Oh, that's perfect. If I could manage that, that would be cool. So, how much fuel do we have left? A lot. The burn would take about 20 seconds. Okay. 10 seconds, that's what I meant. So, we'll just time accelerate to about 10 seconds. A bit closer. Okay. Okay. Guess we're gonna have quite a bit of fuel left for the lunar transit, which is always kind of neat. And yeah, orbit circularized. Not entirely perfect, but not perfect at all, I guess. I'd hoped for a better result, but yeah, at the beginning I thrust it in the wrong direction. That caused a few problems, I guess. Whatever. So we got a bit of an orbit going there. So we're gonna place that about here. And there we go. Great. I guess it's always about 860 meters delta V that you're gonna need, meters per second delta V that you're gonna need for lunar trajectory. So 170, it's okay. 130 is good, because that's about the point when you wanna. That's, I think my station is at 140. So we wanna just very. Oh god, that's jittering a lot. Accurate positioning impossible. Whatever. Yeah, I never actually managed to get those trajectories quite as accurate as that. But this is not about accuracy, this is just about getting it done at all. And I'm not sure if I can, because I think my lander tug is occupied at the moment. Not sure. So, good thing I packed some RCS on this, which I was actually only going to use for docking, but looking at how slow this thing would turn if I were only to use this probe body, which is... Oh, great, they fixed the dark side lighting, I just see. I wasn't sure about that, but they apparently did, and I'm really happy about it, actually. Considering that we now have good lighting. Yeah, so usually stuff used to be bright when you were behind any celestial body, so it would be just like daylight, but now it's dark. So we actually have use for lights. I've got some on my rover there, but they're not really doing anything. So, come on, turn this thing. Don't have that much time. Not entirely sure how long this burn would take. Oh, am I looking in the right direction? So I'm gonna cheat just a tiny bit here. There we go. Oh, don't waste RCS. Check 21 seconds, so that means about 2 minutes, whatever. I'm gonna burn a bit early because I don't think my fuel is gonna be just enough. Oh, you're turning away. Turn back. Oh god, we're wasting a lot of RCS on that. Yeah. No. Okay, there we go. This is really a bit tricky to maneuver, but I guess we should be fine. Or we won't be fine, whatever. So let's start burning at about now. I have no idea how good this is, because I have to calculate in the difference of thrust that this other thing's gonna have. Oh, okay, we can wait a sec. Thing's a bit stronger than I thought it would be. But it's doing fine. We're gonna get there. Some way. So let's wait until after the point. The node. To about there. So it would take about 45 seconds. That would be kind of good if we could burn at that. At those 45 seconds, that would be fairly accurately where we left it, I guess. A bit slower. Slower. Not sure. Whatever. As I said before, not about accuracy. I started to burn at about, well, I forgot it already. Whatever. We'll get there. And if we won't, we'll just retry. What? Wonderful. We overshot it a bit, but that's fine. You know, 236 is just as good as something else. Inclination, I'm not sure. We'll see about that. Oh, that's a bit deep, actually. Whatever. Oh, we got a lot of fuel. We're still gonna have to rendezvous with the station over there. So, let's thrust north. I don't want to have it that deep. Where's north? There. Okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. Whatever. Okay. Lock, time accelerate, pause. And slowly adjust. Good, that's better. I hope. Yeah, we're... Wonderful. I guess that's okay. Because the station itself isn't perfectly in orbit, being too... Being too accurate about that is just a waste of time and fuel. So, we got our... Oh, there we go. Oh, you know, every time I see this sunrise, I don't know, shading, it's just incredible. Looks great. Looks pretty awesome. And especially the working lighting is something that I'm really happy about. because yeah, the shading was just not working. And yeah, they fixed it. It's not really that special, but it's working. It's working. So we'll put this thing into our transit there, and make sure that we can adjust that sometime. How much time will we have? 2 hours. That's just about enough time to switch to the station and prepare everything there. Hello, Moon Station. No, Moon Station. Thank you. Yeah, okay, everything is still docked. I had already worried that I might have already undocked this stage because I wanted to land a little base over here. Where's my RCS tanks? I wanted to land this moon base section here with my tug. I tried it a few times and failed miserably every time. So one part, of course, that this thing here is pretty heavy. And yeah, I'd probably not get that done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna control from here, then we're gonna undock this part, and we're gonna redock it at the side, I guess, over there. So it's out of the way. Good. Let's see if that's actually possible. Let's quick save just for security and undock. So thrust backwards a bit. We've still got a lot of monopropellant. Good. Are we in chase camera? Because that's always one big mistake, not switching into chase camera before attempting any docking maneuvers. Yeah, we're gonna go there. Oh, we're gonna go there. That looks better. Set as target. Control from here. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. Good. I might cut this out, so just give me a second there, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I've rearranged this part here, moved it to the side, and just leave it there until I think it's time, or until I have perhaps exchanged this space tug for a better one, because with these toroidal aerospike engines, which might not have been the best idea, it's really hard to land this thing, and it definitely does not have enough fuel to land and get back into orbit with this huge weight over there, even if I use this fuel included here. But whatever, that's a problem for a different episode. So let's return to our vehicle waiting in transit there. Come on, we can switch to that. Bloop. Ah, come on. Carbon and that. Oh, it doesn't want to let us. Space Center. Tracking station. Wait. Untitled spacecraft. There's something waiting down there. Oh, I think that's one of the rovers I was testing. Whatever. Okay, Rover Mark II. Fly. And load. Please. Thank you. So, we still have our encounter. It's dropped a bit. Just curious. But whatever. So we'll just see what we can do about adjusting this a bit. Nope. Just want to do a bit of an 150 is perfect. So we're going to thrust to retrograde if I saw that properly. The cat is walking by the window. In real life, for your information. Did I just... Oh, I thrusted prograde. Ah, that makes sense. So, 180 degrees. We'll get there, we'll get there. Even though it is taking forever. Okay. Ike. I'm always cheating in terms of breaking down any torque and rotational velocity. Don't like that, especially not with these pro bodies. It takes forever. So, bye Kerbin. Hello, Mun, or Moon, or Moon. And there's Gilly in the background. So, we're approaching our destination, I guess. Yeah, so our burn is going to be in 4 minutes, and it's only 5 meters per second, so we can... 35 seconds, we can still accelerate a bit. And I'm not that impatient. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just a bit. Oh, and we messed it up already. Whatever. We got an even better trajectory than I planned. Whatever. It's not about accuracy that much. Good. Now let's quick save in case we messed up big time, and time accelerate. Closing in on our target there. Good. Now we'll have to see how we'll have to change this trajectory. Ah, it jumped. See? That was 148 when we last looked, and now it's 157,000 meters. So something is always jumping when I do that. Good. Now go for our burn there. The inclination to our target is rather big, so we'll have to correct that just a bit later, but I guess 1.6 degrees is fine. The last time I tried to rendezvous with this thing, I had an inclination of 5 degrees, and that was pain in the ass to correct, especially if you don't have that much fuel left. But we have a lot of fuel, considering that my launch stage was so overpowered. But we want to make that better. Let's see if we can actually get an encounter directly. Nope. Doesn't look like. Nope, no chance there. This is going to be quite a bit of jumping around. I do not want to dock on the dark side now, considering that they fixed the shaders, and we might want to use lights. Okay, so that burn should be fine. Good. Good. Okay, just check. Quick save again. And time warp. So we're 10 minutes out. I think we can go a bit closer. Good. Now we're gonna want to see if this is, and again, cheating. Blurp. Nope. Turn off force. Yes. Thank you. So lock that in position. So it says about 30 seconds of burn, which means we'll have to wait about 15 seconds before this. Get a bit closer, and this video is already taking longer than I had hoped. I might have to cut them some things out there. Come on, getting closer. We don't have that much time. I might actually split this. Good. Burny burn. And we still have tons of fuel. $150 and $158. That is fine, I guess. So, we're still behind the station, and we'll have to catch up. Let's see how long that's going to take, and I guess it's going to take a bit longer. Don't usually like accelerating around like that. Oh no, we're going to have to let it catch up. See, that's going to take even longer, because we're on the higher orbit. La-di-da. So, let's see if we can do something now. Nope, not really. That's cool. 60 kilometers distance is a bit too much in my opinion. We'll see if we can do anything. Again, I'm not sure about this. Let me just cut this out and I'll tell you when I got a better trajectory. So I'm back and we actually have a good trajectory now. I had to mess around quite a bit actually. But yeah, it worked a bit. The crater where I tried to, well, that's where I actually wanted to land this thing, is just getting night at that side, and I do not want to risk anything. Don't want to land it on the dark side of the moon. So I guess I'm going to land somewhere else. Because we already have our refuel base in our rover over there, we can place a rover somewhere else. Perhaps in that crater. But we'll see. We've got time. Or we don't have time. Good, I forgot to change my inclination earlier. That explained why I couldn't get any decent orbits all the time when I tried. What? Oh, God. Turn that off. Turn that off. Ah, I just figured out something. That's kind of lame. And embarrassing. You know, I just see that my ship has run out of electric charge, and I hope that I can just rotate it enough to get some sunlight on this thing. Somehow. Well, I hope that it's going to rotate itself, because I have no control of this ship right now. And we're actually missing our node. That is awesome. Oh, it's turning back. So that's kind of embarrassing. I'll be back in a sec when I have fixed this. Okay, I'm back, and after having to restart this entire thing, I had to go back to the point where I established this orbit. Yeah, I apparently pointed these solar panels in the wrong direction, and over the time, I went on the dark side, the energy ran out, and this ship was effectively out of power, which is kind of lame, I guess. Especially if you're around the moon. If you're trying to dock this thing and you don't have any way to power, the computer is on those probes. But oh, I get it. No wonder we're using so much fuel. We got 2 probes in there. Huh. We still have minimal power there. So just in time. .6 kilometers. That's pretty good. Okay. So we're gonna. Oh no! I'm not gonna make the same mistake again. I'm actually gonna rotate this thing to face in the proper direction again. Good. So, we're gonna have to do the docking on the dark side, which is a shame. But at least, I guess that the fuel should just be enough to, yeah, get that maneuver done. So, the electric charge is more than enough. It was just a problem that I failed to orientate these panels properly. So that's if you don't have these automatically rotating ones, which I obviously didn't have. So the moon station is coming up there. Okay. See, 3.2 kilometers. We still have power. Or do we? Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, we'll have to rotate this thing in the other direction now. And so lose our power generation, except for that of the engine. So in the future I'm gonna stick different panels onto this thing, and perhaps some nuclear reactors for longer trips in the darkness. Good, but after all, we're getting somewhere. And I guess we'll have to thrust right now. No. Okay. Good, got that done. And now we'll thrust towards the target. 180 degrees. Taking longer than I'd hoped. And this was about showing you how to get the rover to the moon and driving it around, but obviously we're stuck getting the rover to the moon in first place. But I guess I'll skip this boring cyclic procedure of rendezvousing, so we'll see you when I'm closer in. And I'm back, already closing in on the station, and I'm just seeing that the energy is, even though it's still pretty full, getting empty pretty rapidly, which is concerning but not a great problem. How about braking? Okay, so let's set this thing as a target, because that's ultimately where we want to go. Turn. Good, so let's open the shield. Okay. Let's get these things facing the proper direction. I think it's not really important which way the rover is facing, considering that it's that small. So, let's turn on RCS. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Good. We're getting there. We're getting there. Let's time warp this up a bit. And slow down. Okay, RCS. And brake, definitely brake. And brake even more. Gosh. We overshot that. Bit. Yuck. Oh, that was easier than I thought. Cool. So we got that. We got our station, which in turn has enough electric charge, I hope. So we got this thing docked on. What we're gonna do now is something that I didn't think of properly. We forgot to. I actually want to do undock this thing and then put it into another position, but obviously we're not going to be able to do that. So instead, I am deciding to return the fuel or most of it into there and take it with me and crash it into the planet. So I'll see you when I'm done with that. Okay, I'm back, and I have to admit this is a pretty awesome shot of my lunar station, but I already took a screenshot so we can turn back on our HUD. I have incredibly low FPS at about 10, which is not ideal or hardly ideal, but we're gonna leave the station alone. So turn off the lights, which we don't need right now. Get into the control tab of the lander can, and if we've done everything properly, just quick save one more time. Undock. So Halvey and Harden, who've been up here for a while on multiple missions actually, and have a lot of RCS fuel, will now commence the landing procedure. Good. We're gonna add ourselves a little retro node there. Wow, the lag is... the FPS drops are kinda lame. Hope this is not too horrible in the video later on. So we're not gonna land it anywhere near our other stuff, because that's on the dark side almost. We're gonna land it just right on the bright. So drop down that periapse until we have it to an acceptable value. Yeah, let's put that a little higher. I don't know how high the terrain is at that point. It looks pretty high. So we'll just be careful. 5,000 is good. Okay, and from that point on we can do that by the eye, because we don't have to do any precision landings there. I guess I'm not aiming for anything specific. Good. We're already separated from the station by a good distance, so we can actually look for the retrograde. That's prograde. Retrograde, please. Got this extremely large fuel tank sticking out there, but we're just going to crash that into the planet and actually use its fuel for our deorbit, so we can save these the fuel from this thing for a while. So this construct might look a bit strange, and thrusting along this axis might not be really smart, considering that it might actually break during the process, but you know, it's a risk that I'm going to take, especially with only 53 meters per second delta V going on. Oh, that's wobbly. So let's thrust all the way to our, I meant accelerate all the way to our node, and burn. Oh, and with no engine whatsoever activated, that's going to be quite hard. So we're going to be doing this carefully, ever so carefully. We don't want to harm our rover. So close to actually reaching our target. Okay. It's not accuracy. Good. got that thing in place, and now we're just gonna wait until we reach periapsis and land. Or in fact, what we're going to do is, considering that I want to have this thing crash into the planet and not stop right over it, we're going to brake entirely. Good. How much fuel do we have in here? Ah, that's a shame. We actually have some fuel in there. We're going to use that for braking as well. So, we're on the other side of the planet, so let's turn this thing around. Electric charge is something we do not have to worry about, because our crew capsule there is generating it. I like the darkness and the not lag from that station. Yeah, I've got quite a bit of stuff up there, and I'm gonna have to... So we can close this shield actually. Don't want to have any particles clogging up my docking port. Okay. Okay. So, we're good. And let's time accelerate. This is already properly being shown as a lander. For some reason it's saving its name, which is cool. So, we're coming in. And we're coming in pretty steep. Something that I'd hoped would not... Oh, we can actually see an arch there. That's cool. We can perhaps check that out from the rover later on. It's just at the top of the crater there. Cool. I hope I'm not spoiling anything, but I guess people watching this should know most of the KSP Easter eggs, unless they do not own KSP yet. Okay. Let's first of all kill most of our horizontal velocity. Good. Now carefully turn on these toroidals there and brake even further. Good, so unfortunately we forgot our power on that. Could have done some stuff with that. The arch is moving out of sight. Okay. I'm not especially good at landings, but I hope this is gonna work as good as possible. Okay. Now slowly descend onto the lunar surface. touchdown. Okay, wonderful. Turn off this. Turn off the engines just for security. Cool. And the rover is actually stuck down on the bottom there. Awesome. So, not to waste too much time, we'll just see if everything is in order. I guess it should be just quick save in case there is a problem. Could still return. Okay, let's control this thing from here. And let's decouple that. No. Oi. Haha. Go. Okay, we got a rover on the moon. Awesome. So, this thing is completely... These wheels are motorized, which is a great addition. Something that everybody's been waiting for. Okay, let's just switch back and have, I don't know, Halvey see if everything is in order. Just extend the ladder. Nope, grab that ladder. Don't want to fall down. Okay. Now, just about to check if everything is alright. You cannot, unfortunately, repair these smaller wheels, because that would be kind of neat. You can see that how small this thing is compared to some other constructs that you might have already built before these wheels were available. But see, my first rover, which I've also dropped with this thing, was a pain in the ass to get here because it was like 3 times as large and I wasn't actually able to land. I had to drop it hovering, and that was really difficult, especially for me who's not that good. Oh, look how happy Halvey is. The new facial animations are kind of neat. Looking a bit strange. Looks like he's singing or shouting. I don't know. These Kerbals tend to do weird stuff. So, everybody's really happy, especially I am. Oh, come on, we're gonna land on this thing. No, not on the solar panel. Don't break that. You'd get a lot of trouble if you broke that. Yeah, turn off your stuff, and now we'll switch to this. Nope. We'll switch to this. And drive. I'll turn off the brakes. Whee! Oh. Hey, it's working. Just can't turn for some reason. You're so fat. Honestly, you're really fat. Don't break my panels. I'm not gonna risk anything here. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, he moved fast there. So, we've landed our rover. Just gonna take it for a test drive, even though this video, or these videos, depending on if I split them or not, are taking a lot longer than I'd hoped. And I'm gonna, I'm probably gonna split them, and then I can show you a bit of the stuff that rovers can do. Well, primarily drive around, I guess. So this thing has its solar panels all set up. Turn off the brakes and let's go for a ride. And quick save first. Oh, let's brake then. Now quick save. Cool, because I don't want to break this thing. So turning is obviously not working that well. I guess that's due to the extremely low gravity on this planet and or on this moon, and that I'm not very heavy. This thing consists primarily of this octoprobe, and I guess the wheels themselves are the heaviest parts on this thing. That is not really ideal, but you know, it's okay. So I guess this lander tug is ideal for smaller probes, rovers and stuff, especially because they're not that heavy. Let's see how fast this thing can go on the surface. Well, not very fast. It's starting to drift and tilt and stuff. My other rover was a bit better in stability than that. But I guess this is more realistic. Rovers wouldn't usually go at 20 meters per second on the surface of the moon. At least not the ones that I know. Okay, I hope you liked this video. It was pretty long for a first video, but you know, it was a demonstration of landing a rover on the moon and how it worked and all those little details, and I even skipped a lot, but nonetheless I hope you enjoyed this video and that you might even comment it and perhaps even subscribe to my channel, which is pretty empty at the moment, but you know, I'll be making a lot of videos as I said before, and yeah, just hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.